Tired of your store-bought basil wilting in just a few days? What if I told you that you can have a fresh, endless supply of this amazing herb right in your own kitchen, any time of the year? Forget needing a sunny windowsill. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to grow lush, fragrant basil indoors, using nothing but a simple artificial light. It's easier than you think, and the results are absolutely delicious. Stick with me, and you'll be snipping fresh basil for your pasta and pesto in no time. First things first, let's gather our materials. You don't need a lot to get started. You'll need some basil seeds. Genovese is a classic choice for its large, flavorful leaves. Next, you'll need a pot with good drainage holes. About 6 to 8 inches in diameter is perfect. For the soil, grab a bag of high-quality potting mix. Don't just use garden soil, as it's too dense and can harbor pests. You'll also need a small watering can or bottle. And of course, the star of our show, an artificial grow light. A simple LED grow light bulb that you can screw into a standard desk lamp is a great, affordable option to start with. And that's it. With these simple items, you're ready to create your very own indoor basil garden. Now for the setup. This part is quick and crucial for your basil's success. Start by filling your pot with the potting mix, leaving about an inch of space from the rim. Gently moisten the soil with water, but don't make it soggy. You want it to be damp, like a wrung-out sponge. Now sprinkle a few basil seeds on the surface of the soil. You don't need to bury them deep. A very light dusting of soil over the top is all they need. Lightly press them down to ensure good contact with the soil. Finally, position your grow light. You'll want the light source to be about 4 to 6 inches above the soil. This close proximity is key to prevent your seedlings from becoming long and spindly. A clamp lamp or an adjustable desk lamp works perfectly for this. Now, your mini basil farm is prepped and ready for action. Let's bring this basil to life. It's time to turn on your grow light. Your basil needs a lot of light, so plan to keep the light on for about 14 to 16 hours every day. The easiest way to manage this is with a simple outlet timer. You can get one for a few bucks, and it's a total game changer. Set it to turn on in the morning and off at night. This mimics a long summer day, which is exactly what basil loves. Now for watering. Keep the soil consistently moist, especially while the seeds are germinating. Check it daily by touching the top of the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Be gentle. You don't want to wash away the seeds. A light misting or a slow trickle of water around the base is perfect. In about 5 to 10 days, you should see tiny green sprouts popping up. It's always so exciting to see the first signs of life. Once your little basil seedlings have emerged and developed their first set of true leaves, those are the second pair of leaves that look like actual basil leaves, it's time for a crucial step: thinning. This might feel a bit sad, but it's essential for growing big, healthy plants. Look at your seedlings and choose the strongest, healthiest looking ones. You'll want to leave just 1 or 2 plants per pot. To thin them, don't pull them out, as this can disturb the roots of the ones you want to keep. Instead, use a small pair of scissors and snip the unwanted seedlings right at the soil level. This gives the remaining plants all the space, nutrients, and light they need to thrive and grow into bushy, productive basil plants. Trust me, this one step makes a huge difference in your final harvest. As your basil plant grows taller, you'll need to adjust your setup. Keep raising the grow light so it always stays about 4 to 6 inches above the top leaves of the plant. This consistent distance ensures the plant gets strong, direct light without getting burned. Now, let's talk about feeding. Potting mix has nutrients, but your hungry basil will use them up. After about a month, you can start feeding your plant. Use a balanced, water-soluble liquid fertilizer, diluted to half the recommended strength. Feed your basil every 2 to 3 weeks when you water. This little boost will encourage vigorous, leafy growth. And remember to keep up with your watering schedule. Don't let the soil dry out completely, but also avoid letting the pot sit in a saucer full of water, which can lead to root rot. Consistent care is the secret to a happy basil plant. Here comes the best part: harvesting. To encourage your basil to grow bushy instead of tall and leggy, you need to prune it correctly. Once your plant has about 6 sets of leaves on a stem, it's time for its first haircut. Find the top set of leaves and look down the stem to the node just above the next pair of leaves. Snip the stem right there. This will signal the plant to send out 2 new branches from that spot. Magic! From then on, you can regularly harvest leaves as you need them. Always prune or pinch off the top sets of leaves. This continuous harvesting is actually pruning, and it keeps your plant productive for months. Never just pull off individual leaves from the bottom. Always snip the tops. This way, you'll have a compact, bushy plant that gives you an endless supply of fresh basil. Now for a few pro tips to take your basil growing to the next level. First, air circulation is your friend. A gentle breeze helps strengthen the stems and prevents fungal issues. You can achieve this by having a small fan running on low in the room for a few hours a day. It doesn't need to be pointed directly at the plant, just enough to move the air around. Second, pay attention to the color of the leaves. If they start to look pale green or yellow, it's often a sign that your plant needs more light or a bit of fertilizer. Don't be afraid to experiment and adjust. And here is a great tip for flavor. Basil produces the most aromatic oils when it's well hydrated, but just before it gets its daily light. So, the best time to harvest for maximum flavor is right in the morning, just before you turn on your grow light for the day. Let's quickly cover some common mistakes to avoid. The number one mistake is overwatering. Basil likes moist soil, not a swamp. Always check the soil before you water, and make sure your pot has excellent drainage. The second common issue is not providing enough light. A regular household bulb won't cut it. You need a dedicated grow light, and it needs to be on for at least 14 hours a day. Insufficient light leads to weak, spindly plants with little flavor. Another mistake is planting too many seeds in one pot and not thinning them out. Overcrowding means your plants will compete for resources, and none of them will reach their full potential. Lastly, avoid harvesting from the bottom of the plant. Always prune from the top to encourage that bushy growth we've been talking about. Avoid these pitfalls, and you're well on your way to basil success. So, let's recap the simple steps to an endless supply of indoor basil. First, gather your materials. A pot, potting mix, basil seeds, and an LED grow light. Second, plant your seeds in moist soil and place the light 4 to 6 inches above. Third, use a timer to run your light for 14 to 16 hours daily and keep the soil consistently moist. Fourth, once your seedlings have their true leaves, thin them out to 1 or 2 strong plants per pot. Fifth, as the plant grows, adjust the light height and start feeding it with a half-strength liquid fertilizer every few weeks. And finally, harvest regularly by snipping the tops of the stems to encourage bushy, continuous growth. That's it. It's a straightforward process that gives you incredible results. Fresh, fragrant, homegrown basil whenever you want it. You now have all the knowledge you need to become an indoor basil growing champion. Imagine grabbing a few fresh leaves to toss into your salad, blend into a vibrant pesto, or top off a homemade pizza. The taste is worlds apart from anything you can buy at the store. I really hope this guide has inspired you to give it a try. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And for more simple gardening guides and foodie projects, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next video. Have you ever tried growing herbs indoors? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy growing!